Hi friends, I'm John Laspina and I also specialize in oxalates. And I'm going to talk about the dirty dozen pertaining to high oxalate plant foods. Before I start, please click the subscribe button and the thumbs up and the bell icon, and that helps my channel to grow, and I greatly appreciate you helping me out with that. So first of all, if you've watched my channel, you know what oxalates are. For those of you who are new, an oxalate is a naturally occurring chemical that is in plant material. Animals can fight and run. Plants can't fight and run, so they've developed chemical defenses, and an oxalate is one of those many chemical defenses. And an oxalate, when you put it under the microscope, is a microscopic shard of glass-like substance that collects in your body, it binds to calcium, and then it dumps out of the body every once in a while. Most people don't have a problem because you dump it out of your poop, but some people it has to go through your kidney and it gets stuck and it rips and tears and causes inflammation as it moves through your ureters into your bladder. That's called a calcium oxalate kidney stone. You don't want that, it's painful. I've been there. Some people say to me, hey John, I've never had any problems with oxalates. All this talk about oxalates, all the things you listed, I eat those all the time and I never have a problem. That's great and good for you. I never had a problem with them either until a few years ago. We tend to not worry about things until they happen to us. So now that it happened to me, I had a kidney stone, I had an eye oxalate dumping issue, I now talk about it. So that I choose not to consume these 12 things I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you the dirty dozen, the 12 high oxalate foods that I think if you stay away from them, you'll be healthier. You won't have some pain. The first one is not spinach. It's almond flour. You can eat a couple of almonds because almonds have bulk and fiber, and you don't really eat, a bucket of almonds. But almonds have a lot of this chemical, this defense mechanism that causes problems called oxalates. The problem with almonds is they're making a lot of almond flour products today that you can buy, muffins, and you can make pancakes and all these amazing things with almond flour. And a half a cup of almond flour is 400 milligrams of oxalates. That's off the charts. It's not good to have that many oxalates in your body. And that's just a half a cup of almond flour. Now, when I grew up, we didn't have any almond flour at all. We didn't have any almond flour treats, snacks, or recipes. Nowadays, it's very big. And people need to know that almond flour is extremely high in oxalates because you're taking the almonds, which have oxalates, and you're grinding them down, and you're having a large amount of it in, say, a muffin. Got to stay away from that if you want to save your body from pain. The second one on my dirty dozen list would be spinach. 1/2 a cup of raw spinach has over 150 milligrams of oxalates. So if you are having a spinach salad, if you're making things with spinach, a half a cup, you put those in the measuring cup. It's not a lot of spinach. Spinach is very high in oxalates. The third one on the list, you're going to hate me for it. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is extremely high in oxalates. Dark chocolate comes from the cacao bean, and that's a bean, it's a legume. All legumes, whether they're peanuts, they're black beans, baked beans, all the different beans have oxalates, and the cacao bean, from which we make dark chocolate, is very super high in oxalates. So whether it's toasted, roasted, which we call cocoa, or if it's raw, which we call cacao, you are ingesting an enormous amount of oxalates. I used to eat a ton of it. I think that's what gave me a problem in the past. So, having milk chocolate or having just less chocolate is healthier. My fourth of the dirty dozen on the list will be turmeric. We are now hearing the amazing anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric. They get rid of your headache. Take a capsule, put a teaspoon, make a smoothie. 1 teaspoon of turmeric has 50 milligrams. Yes, it's way less than almond flour and spinach, but you're still giving yourself 50 milligrams of oxalates in just a teaspoon. All right, beets and beet greens are very high in oxalates as well. If you enjoy those, taper off of those, in my opinion. You've heard of rhubarb pie. Rhubarb is sky high in oxalates. Like, we're talking a half a cup of cut up rhubarb, 700, that's right, 750 milligrams. It's off the charts, rhubarb. Have you heard of the gluten alternative grain called teff, T-E-F-F? It's made a big presence lately because of the gluten sensitivity issues a lot of people are discovering, and people are making products using teff. 1/2 cup of this stuff called teff has 150 milligrams of oxalates. The number 8 on the list is Swiss chard or chard. 1/2 cup cut up is over 200 milligrams of oxalates. Swiss chard. Sweet potatoes. Cut up some sweet potatoes and fill that 1/2 cup up, and it has over 250 milligrams of oxalates. Whether it's a baked sweet potato or a mashed sweet potato. Who knew that sweet potatoes had oxalates? But they do. The next one is black beans and other legumes. A lot of beans, as I mentioned earlier with the cacao bean, are high in oxalates. If you take a 1/2 cup of black beans, it's 70 milligrams of oxalates. Number 11 on the list of the dirty dozen is another one of my favorites next to chocolate, and it's cinnamon. We hear of the wonderful benefits of cinnamon lowering blood sugar. A lot of people love the taste of cinnamon, I included. Cinnamon is high in oxalates. 1 teaspoon has 40 milligrams of oxalates. I used to eat a ton of cinnamon. I did. I would put it in things. I didn't realize I was doing this to my body. And the last one, number 12, russet potatoes. Baked russet, it's a regular potato, 120 milligrams of oxalates. These are the 12 highest oxalate foods. Let's review. Almonds and almond flour, spinach, dark chocolate, turmeric, beets and beet greens, rhubarb, teff, chard and Swiss chard, sweet potatoes, black beans and other legumes, cinnamon, and russet potatoes. And I'm going to give you a couple of extra ones that I learned that I also stay away from. Black pepper. I used to get that black pepper, crush it, and put it on my steaks and put it in my eggs. I don't do it anymore. Black pepper is too high in oxalates. I use white pepper, which is very low in oxalates. Black tea, if you like to drink iced tea or hot tea and it's regular black tea, high in oxalates. Instead, you can have a green tea. You can have other teas that they sell, but the black tea is the highest. Soy products. We stay away from soy and other legumes because of the starch, which turns into simple sugar, but soy is also pretty high in oxalates. We often learn that we can have a handful of berries on a ketogenic diet, but not red raspberries or black raspberries. They are very high in oxalates. So you want to get blackberries or strawberries or blueberries. They're lower in oxalates. But the red and black raspberries are high in oxalates. And dates, that very sweet fruit, is high in oxalates. So those are the dirty dozen and a few extras if you'd like to protect yourself so that you never have to deal with oxalate dumping issues and kidney stone problems. Excellent idea. Another tip is to make sure that you're getting some kind of dairy if you can tolerate it, because the calcium is an excellent binder, because we're probably going to consume some oxalates and you want those to bind with calcium so they can exit through your poop and you won't have any issues. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned something about the dirty dozen, the highest oxalate foods, and to stay away from them. Have a wonderful day. Take care.